LA36 and KLCS present the High School Game of the Week, featuring the top boys and girls teams from the city section athletic programs throughout Southern California. Presented by the Los Angeles Unified School District, LAUSD.net, and sponsored on LA36 by the Los Angeles Times. For news, scores, and schedules updated throughout the day, LATimes.com/preps. Sponsored in part by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. We're working for LA, water for life, power to LA, LADWP.com. And sponsored by Metro, the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transit Authority, introducing the Metro Orange Line, the Valley's new shortcut, metro.net. Welcome to the Matadome for the boys' final in volleyball. The championship at stake in the Los Angeles Unified School District. It's top-seeded Granada Hills against number 2-seeded Taft. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. Well, a couple backyard rivals are going to battle it out for the city championship this evening here at Cal State North, and it should be a good one. They split during the regular season of the West Valley League. They were the co-champions of their league, and these are two powerhouse teams. And in fact, Granada Hills' only loss of the year came to Taft in a match that we had for you right here on LA36 and KLCS. And the gentleman that's going to help break it down for me is Will Reinhardt, the head coach at Verdugo Hills. Will's team, by the way, made it all the way to the quarterfinals and lost to a very good Granada Hills team. All right, no surprises here. It's number 1 against number 2.
Yeah, there's no surprise. We thought the playoffs would be a little bit more competitive and open up some opportunities for other teams to get their way in here. However, it went according to form. Taft, the number 2 team, advancing by beating Sylmar in the semis. And Chatsworth, the 4-time defending champion, going down to Granada Hills, the number 1 seed tonight.
Well, Granada Hills, it was a tough match. It was a tough 4-set performance by this Granada Hills team to get by the champions of Chatsworth. They were a worthy champion. All right, let's talk first about Taft, the number 2 team. When we saw them earlier upset Granada Hills, Sean Adut in the middle was sensational.
Well, Adut is their magic. Sean Adut is that special player who provides the emotion, the intensity. He's the man that they're going to look to if they have a chance to knock off a heavily favored Granada Hills Highlanders team tonight. So it really begins and ends with Sean Adut, the chosen one.
One of the reasons Granada Hills is the favorite is Jason Yang, arguably the best outside hitter in the city of Los Angeles.
Well, I've said it before that Jason Yang is really a man among boys. He elevates and has athleticism like few people at his position throughout the entire Los Angeles area. It's going to be Jason Yang's job tonight to try and use his athleticism and spark to really put the power on top of Taft. If he can do it, it should be a very tough night for the Toreadors.
When the two teams came into the building, Taft was jovial, having fun, seemed relaxed, the number 2 seed, while the number 1 seed, Granada Hills, more intense. Can we read anything into that?
Well, I think that's their styles. The reality is that Granada Hills has made it their mission. This is a team that's built to win and built to win right now. They're loaded with seniors, lots of experience. And they remember that 1 year ago, Taft beat them in the semifinals. They want to avenge that loss tonight. They want to give themselves the opportunity for that championship ring before they graduate and go off to their various colleges. Taft, on the other hand, well, Taft didn't expect to be here. I think most people are surprised they were able to reload. People thought they were probably going to have to rebuild, but Coach Mercado once again has pulled off the magic down in Woodland Hills. So it should be a very interesting game. Two teams with very different approaches, Randy.
Granada Hills and Taft, the championship is at stake. We'll be back with the first serve right after this on LA36 and KLCS. And we're getting set for the first serve of the match. Granada Hills, the Highlanders, the top seed against number 2 seeded Taft for the boys volleyball championship here at the Matadome. Randy Rosenblum and Will Reinhardt. The third member of our broadcast team is Debbie O'Meara, and let's meet her for the first time. Debbie?
Those of you who were with us last time on KLCX and Channel 36 know that we had quite a shootout with these teams. Now both of them are coming with even bigger guns. On Granada Hills, they were missing their big all-city middle blocker, Josh Chong. He's out with a sore knee. You'll see it's still bandaged, it's still braced, but he says it's at 85%. It is good enough to play on. You'll also notice that his hand is bandaged, but that's just preemptive. He normally does that to avoid bending his fingers back when he's blocking. On the Taft side, the last time these two teams met, they were missing their 6'8" player, Garrett Green, who is out sick, missed a number of key games. Now he is back. He'll be providing that big presence that Coach Armin Mercado says is so hard for teams to avoid. Anthony Evans, though, his teammate, is hurting a little bit with the sore legs. They may cost him just a bit on that side, but we'll see which of these big guns makes the bigger difference. Randy?
Obviously, with the two players back in the lineups, Chong and Garrett Green, both teams are going to be better than the last time we saw them, Will.
Well, it's going to be an entirely different match, Randy, with two important players, especially Chong on the ball. It's going to bring a whole new chemistry. They're moving their lineups around to accommodate for him. Garrett Green, we didn't see him last time because of health problems, but he should have a major impact tonight.
Well, Garrett Green is a big kid at 6'8", 188-pound junior, played basketball, started his high school career at El Camino Real. Well, this should be entertaining, and there's Garrett Green is starting this championship match. Really improved as a basketball player this season, too, for Derek Taylor. And by the way, Derek Taylor, his high school basketball coach, is here tonight to support Garrett Green. But Green really came on in basketball and in the playoffs, had a tremendous dunk against Crenshaw that brought the house down. Anyway, here are the Taft key players. Anybody stick out for you, Will? Obviously, Shaunaduke's great.
Well, Boykin's last match that they had was a key player. He's new to volleyball, but I'll tell you, Randy, his explosive athletic ability and his enthusiasm for the game has made him a key factor.
There they are, the Taft key players. Bryant Mogbitong is also an excellent hitter. Junior Malal has a terrific serve. And Granada Hills, of course, has some star players themselves. We've already talked about Jason Yang. There's Armando Mercado in the red shirt. But Jason Yang is a great player for Granada Hills. Eric Rosenfield, a very fine junior setter. Dan Che, Earl Kim, Arthur Mogilevsky, the Russian Rocket. I know you think he's terrific in the middle, number 25, for the white-clad Granada Hills Highlanders.
Something important to look for, Randy, with both Jason Yang and Arthur Mogilevsky, the two big seniors that they have, we've got to really watch for their emotion. On the other side, we see Coach Mercado there, and he's had his players on an even keel the entire season. He's a master technician, he understands strategy, and he'll have his team ready to come out strong in game one, so watch for that, Randy.
Nice crowd here at the Matadome to support both teams. Of course, we're in the West Valley at Cal State Northridge, and these teams are housed not that far down the road. Just about ready for the first serve of the match. You can see as we pan the court, there's the Granada Hills side. Highly anticipating this match with the Highlanders. They think this year to win the championship. Eric Rosenfield will serve. Number 3 to put it in play. And we have begun in this championship match. And a kill for Junior Malal, number 2. The outside hitter of Taft, a very underrated player.
Well, and early on, we're seeing that Granada having some problems with their block. They're going to have to deal with that quickly, or the quick outside hitters at Taft are going to eat them up.
Dustin Burris serving. Devera is dug by Burris. We play Raleigh scoring, point on every play. Misconnection in the middle with Rosenfield and Mogilevsky, and the second point for the Toreadors.
And there's that early start that we were looking for from Taft. It's going to be very important after errors like this that Granada Hills does not lose their composure.
Shea could not put it down. Here's Malal, he's blocked. Norze just popping it over. He's the setter of Taft. That one's down the line and in, and a kill for Dan Shea of Granada Hills.
Dan Shea has been a pleasant surprise for Granada Hills. He's able to come up with 6 or 8 kills per match that you just don't expect from a guy his size. Here he is ripping it down the line.
He's in a guy who has over a 4.0 GPA as well. Yang's first attack. There's a Duke. Run down nicely by Earl Kim. The libero saves it for Granada Hills. A Duke got this one. The chosen one puts it away.
This looks very familiar to the first match of the season these two teams played. Sean Adut has an excellent ability to change location and especially to change speed, as he did on this play. The off speed, catching the Highlanders off.
Moben Norze serving. Nice start for Taft. They are the underdogs. Error on Taft. That will cost the Toreadors a point. It's 3-2. This Granada Hills team, very experienced, won't get rattled. They've been through the mill. Mogilevsky serving. Right at Sasunas, the libero of Taft. That was a beautiful cross-court kill for Garrett Green.
This has got to be the exact type of start that the Toreadors wanted. They've come out quick and established themselves in game one here. There's Garrett Green hitting from the left side, catching the line.
Junior Malal, who has a wonderful jump serve. Chong spikes that one long. Point Taft.
We asked this question earlier on, Randy. Granada Hills looked very intense. Was it purely intensity, or are they a little tight? Right now, they're starting out with these uncharacteristic mistakes you just don't expect to see.
5-2, Taft serving and leading. They go to Chong. Nice up by Sasunas, and Norze runs it down. That one's popped over, and a Duke able to tap it down. Point Taft.
There's another mistake by the Scots, and they're overpassing here. This is incredible. Taft couldn't ask for a better script.
Taft
they're loose. They seem ready to pounce.
4 city titles in their program's history over a 33-year period. Not a good pass again. Granada Hills, their passing is breaking down, and Yang is blocked. Taft right now playing better volleyball than Granada Hills, but it's very early. Here's Green spiking. And Earl Kim able to run it down. Mogilevsky will just bump it over. There's a roof. Jason Yang getting the better part of Sean Adut.
You know, Yang and Mogilevsky are incredibly emotional guys. When Yang gets this solo right here, look at his expression. Woo! Who's your daddy? Nice play, Jason Yang.
Well, your daddy on that one was Jason Yang at 6'2", all city. Great player. That one's an opening and a kill for Brian Mogbitong. He's only 5'9", but he's very effective on the outside.
You know, there's something very important about that player and the entire Toreador roster, and that is they have no memory. They get stuffed, they're coming right back at you the very next play.
Replay to 25. A Duke with that odd serve. And Chong pounces on that one. Well, he's good. 6'4", Josh Chong. First team All-City last year. Playing with that bad left knee, and as Debbie told you, he's only 85% effective with that knee. Mishandling the ball on the Toreadors, and another point for Granada, and the Highlanders are upping the level of their attack.
Yeah, well, let's see now if Granada is able to hold back that initial push by Taft.
Yang doing a nice job serving for Granada. There's a spike that's long. Point for Taft. Garwal has come in to set Granada Hills. How much of a difference will that make with Rosenfield out?
Well, you know, if Rosenfield isn't able to run the offense, they're definitely going to be losing something. But I'll tell you, their second setter, Garwal, he's a pretty solid setter as well. He's a senior. I don't think he's going to be too nervous. He's played a lot this year. Head
coach Tom Hart feels they're almost interchangeable anyway. There's a good set to the far side, and it's put down by Dan Che.
That's great. Che, a really mature player, hit that last ball to infinity and beyond, and now comes back with a kill. You got to love that if you're a coach.
The transfer from Monroe, Russell Ilje serving, back row specialist. Suddenly the Highlanders are within 2. It's 6 serving 8. That one's put away again by Magbitan, and a point for the Toreador.
Magbitan came up big last time they played, and here he just finds a little hole in the block, not much, but he's able to tool Mogilevsky. He's a very effective player. He's not very big, but he is sure athletic.
5'9" and 175 pounds is Magbitan. Mogilevsky, the Russian rocket.
When Granada Hills passes, Randy, and they put the ball into Mogilevsky's wheelhouse like this, it's trouble. The Russian rocket. That's how he gets the nickname. Look at that. He's emotional. He's fired up.
He too was all city last year. He will play his college volleyball right here. Malal able to drive it through, tool it through the block, and Malal has another point for Taft High School.
It's the third time we've seen Taft go onto the left side, their outside hitter, and be able to get it through the block of the Highlanders. They've got to be able to answer that.
10 serving 7. Burris putting it in play. Burris trying to run it down, and it's a kill for Leo De Vera. Now, I like number 21, just a junior, very versatile player for Granada Hills.
On this play, Leo De Vera is happy. Better to be lucky than good. He paintbrushed that thing, but he'll take it. Still counts as a kill.
Dan Che, another excellent student for Granada Hills serving. Over 4-0. Malal missed that one, and that's a point for the Highlanders. And Granada is building momentum. Taft came out quickly, and the Highlanders are suddenly very sharp. They're within 1, 9 serving 10. Malal is dug by Earl Kim. Not a good set there, and it cost Granada.
Dan Che unable to handle that ball off the block, but Earl Kim, he's a terrific libero. I'd be surprised if he's not named All-City. He's just outstanding. So much composure in the back row, Randy.
Well, it goes with the territory. If you get to this game, most of these players are going to win individual awards. Mobin Norze serving. They're looking for Yang. Yang is dug by Sasunas, but a net violation on Taft.
Sasunas with the clean dig, unfortunately for him. The Toreador block touches the net. It's a little out of position there on a Doot.
Haven't seen much of Javel Boykins at this point. Doot and Green are the tall trees out there for Taft. There's a Duke punching it for a winner. That was not a particularly effective set, but somehow a Duke was able to adjust and pull off a winner.
Well, it was a very generous call on that set. Duke did the right thing with it. He saw the open court, but the interesting call is the no call on that set by Murze.
Malal with that jumper serve. Straight down for Jason Yang. Solid all-around skills. The top all-around volleyball player and the 2-year starter for Granada.
Well, that's Yang's experience. He has the bigger block against him than Garrett Green. He just kind of looks around him, says, "You can't handle me one-on-one, kid," and goes right down the line.
Darwell will serve. Granada back by 1, 11 serving 12. Well, we're picking up where we left off with these two teams.
Well, we knew it was going to be a slugfest.
Green tipping. Mishandling of the ball on Taft. We're tied at a dozen. Again, the first time we saw them, Taft won over Granada in 5 sets, 16-14 in the fifth. The next time around, Granada got its revenge. So this is the rubber match, and it'll decide the city crown. A Duke slapping and missing. And Granada has the lead at 13-12.
Well, they've battled back after that early deficit. Here they are with the lead. A Duke a little bit off, misses the line, but he's fine with that. He'll be right back.
Roll shot is a winner for Brian Mogbetung, and he's been effective so far for Taft.
All the Taft hitters are smart, but you have to wonder defensively what was going on with Granada. Obviously a miscommunication. Normally, Granada covers that play easily, especially when Mogbetung showed it so early. For some reason, though, they had a mix-up. Ball drops untouched.
Brian's been putting the ball away, but he's also a very capable blocker at 5'9". The draw is at 13. Chong punching away. That's tipped by Boykins. Outside, Yang skips that one to Kim, and Kim puts it away.
Lucky break for Kim. Ball hit the tape and just somehow crawled into the court. Wasn't blocked, however, it did find its way into the Toreador side.
Again, Mogbetung. He has been the top hitter for Taft so far.
Well, the officiating's been loose so far. Coach Harp not pleased with a no call there. Our up ref, Kung Chao, letting him play. There's been 2 close calls I think the Highlanders would like to have had.
Naveed Rahimian will serve, number 43, in this 14-14 first game. Kim splits the defenders in the deep court and has a winner, Michael Kim.
Nice attack from Mike Kim on the right side. I'll be surprised if Granada doesn't run a little more of this. I mean, he's up solo. That's exactly what you want. And they'll probably come back to it because they had some early success there.
Service error.
That kind of serving error is not something you see very much from Granada. They put in a serving specialist, and he's unable to deliver there.
Russell Ilje with the service miscue. Granada Hills in the upper division has won the city title but once in '97. This will be the 8th straight year a West Valley team has won the city title. That one's hit long and a point for Taft. Chatsworth won the last 4 titles, and the 3 years prior to that, Taft won the championship in '99, 2000, and 2001 before that great run by the Chancellor.
That's right. This will be a new year, a new champion. Will it be Granada with all those seniors, all that experience, and all those expectations? Or will the Toreadors play spoiler? Right now it's 16-all, so it's anybody's guess.
Palisades is one of the most city titles, Will, with 10. Chatsworth and University each with 7 titles, then Taft with 4. Westchester's won 2. Boykins cannot put it down. Tip. Down. Point Shea. Point Granada.
Oh, a mistake there by Evans. He's got to know that his defense is behind him to support him. But Anthony Evans lunges for the ball, and as a result, he screws up the defense for the Toreadors.
Ace. Greenfield. And Granada has built its lead to 2. It's widest margin of the first game. Timeout, Toreador.
Well, we're seeing some uncharacteristic mistakes by both teams. A lot of excitement in this game 1. We'll see if they settle down.
Really like the way Granada can diversify their offense, Will. It's not just one guy. There's so many players that can put the ball away.
It's been the key to their success. And let's not say that Taft doesn't have a lot of weapons as well, but it's clear that the Highlanders have the balance, the experience, the depth. I think they're going to be tough to beat this match. The key for Taft being that emotional edge that they've shown so many times.
Well, the Toreadors started quickly, but since the early going, Granada has been the stronger team after that wonderful Taft Toreadors start. You can see that all the players now for Granada Hills seem to be emotionally into the match. Maybe not quite as uptight as it appeared at the beginning of this first game. Malal, he's blocked. Pops it over. Greenfield set it, but not directly to DeVera. And there's some confusion on the Granada side, so it's going to be a free ball for Taft High School. See if they can put it away. It'll be Malal who attacks, and he cannot put it down. Kind of a loose point for Granada Hills. Let's see if they can get away with it. Here's Malal again, and he tools it off the block. Point Taft.
Tool time. Early in that sequence, though, Rosenfield had made a mistake with the set, putting it too tight, and that gave the advantage in the rally to Taft. And here we see, there's Junior. Woo! Woo! Off the block, baby.
One of the rare times in the last few minutes where Granada was not passing crisply. Dustin Burris, his sister Taylor Burris, was on the 2002 Taft team that went to the city final. It was all city. There's DeVera going up, and Burris with a nice up there. Taft looking for the tie. Granada leading by 1. Malal spiking. Nice dig by Yang. Che tipping, and it's covered by Burris. Nice rally. Malal got it. We're tied at 18.
These points are so critical for Taft. Any kind of chippy, any kind of off-speed thing they can get like this. I mean, a ball that a lot of times Mogilevsky will pick up goes out of bounds. Huge advantage for Taft if they can get game 1.
Mogilevsky, and he's roofed by a Duke. And the fans are shouting out Sean Adute's name, number 24. And he is the unquestioned leader of the Toreador.
Well, this is the exact blueprint we saw before. Taft holding their composure, frustrating the Highlanders. Mogilevsky plays with that emotion.
Off the block.
But that emotion can cut both ways.
The deadlock is 19. Perfect serve. You can skim it off the net. There's a Duke tipping it. Pancake dig. Still alive. Excellent defense by Granada to stay in the rally. That's popped deep and on the line. And it was Malal again with the winner.
Catching the line.
What a shot by Malal.
This is perfect. Every little one of these points. This isn't a power play. This is a smart play. Malal sees the deep court open. He fires it in there with a little roll shot and catches the line. Hence, the Toreadors with a 20-19 lead.
Yang misfires.
Coach Harp's not going to take any chances here, Randy. He's got to call for a timeout.
Tom Harp has called for the timeout. And the underdog Toreadors, there they are. I can see there's a lot of life in that huddle.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. These Toreadors have nothing to lose. Their looseness is translating into good play. They make a mistake, they forget about it, they move on. You look right now in that Granada huddle, and there's a little bit of pressure creeping in there. The expectations that they've put on themselves may be very heavy right now on their shoulders.
Taft is 14-5 overall. Granada's only loss this year out of 17 matches is that 1-5 set setback at Taft High School. And Granada was that close to having a perfect season.
I'll tell you what, we played the Highlanders in the quarterfinals over at Verdugo Hills High School, and our game plan was very much what Taft's was. Try and get the emotion, try and frustrate those Highlanders. We didn't have quite the skills to do it, but the Toreadors seem to be working it perfectly right now. They should be overmatched, and yet they are a 2-point lead, 4 points away from game 1.
Where's a serve? Tipped away. This is trouble for Granada, and a point with a big block for Taft. They're up by 3 at 22-19, closing in on game 1.
Randy, emotionally, this is the ultimate test for these Highlanders. They have got to get their composure, relax inside out, and not give up game 1 here.
DeVera's shot hit the antenna. That's another point for Taft.
And so much of this is self-inflicted, like the swing right there by DeVera into the antenna. That's not defense, that's just a mistake.
By Granada, and Taft, who lost the momentum in the middle of the game, has certainly regained it down the stretch.
Wow, I'm a little bit stunned just to see that the Highlanders have not been able to put it together. They started out slowly in game 1, and they're finishing slowly right now. It's not over by any means, but I would much rather be wearing a black jersey right now because the Toreadors are just so close away from stealing the entire momentum from this match. 2 points away, in fact.
There are the numbers in game 1, 23-19. Randy Rosenblum with Will Reinhardt. Debbie O'Meara on the sideline of this boys city final in volleyball on LA 36 NKLCS, the education station. Nice crowd on hand at the Matadome on the campus of Cal State Northridge. Glad you're with us. Garrett Green on hand, number 32. You can see he and Adut. Adut again will go to his players and talk to everybody. Sean Adut is a character out there.
He is. He's a big reason why they're so successful. His energy is so positive.
Mogilevsky and Granada Hills had to have it, and Arthur gave it to him.
That is how you have to respond to a situation like this. You got to go to a team leader. Mogilevsky rotates back, but you've got now Chong and Yang in the front row. They're down 3, but they can still pull this out.
Garrett Green is dug. It's blocked by Adut, who beat Chong. A couple all-city players battling, and Adut won that.
But the defense isn't there right now, Randy, and there was nothing that fantastic about the attack by Green. This pass is just simply too tight. Adut's opportunistic, but he has an easy ball to block there.
Game point for the Toreadors, and their best server behind the line. It's up, beautifully done by Norze. What a pancake dig that was. Chong, and he's dug by Norze. Outside to Yang, who tips. And here's a chance for Taft to win game 1. Adut couldn't quite drop it over effectively. There's a block. Granada Hills back on their heels. And a free ball. Taft attacking. Adut. There it is. Game 1 to Taft, 25-20.
This is just what the doctor ordered for the Toreadors. It couldn't be any better for them. They have struck first, drawn first blood. And what you're hoping, if you're Coach Mercado, if you're Sean Adut, if you're the Taft Toreadors, you're hoping that you can keep this momentum going because you know how good the Highlanders are. If it starts creeping into Granada Hills' head,
what a leader
gosh,
he is.
not again, oh gosh, not again, they're sunk. They've got to shake it off and come back, write that game off, and realize they're in for a match, but they can outplay the Taft Toreadors. If they think that, they'll be fine.
See, the Toreadors think they're number 1. They've been number 2 in a lot of different sports this year. Football, basketball, all kinds of different sports. But they'd like to win in boys volleyball. They were the run-up in girls volleyball as well. In between games 1 and 2. And while we have the time in between these 2 games, the third member of our broadcast team, let's meet her once again, is Debbie O'Meara. Debbie, what do you have for us?
Well, for fans of Taft volleyball, it might be hard to imagine the squad without at least one Norze. And fortunately for those fans, they're not going to have to anytime soon. With the addition of cousin Omar, brought out from the JV just for the playoffs, there are now 3 Norze cousins all on this squad. It's not even the first time that's happened. For as big an impact as they make on the team, they're making just as big an impact on the stands. There are some 24 of the Norze family cheering on this team. I went and talked to Mauvin's parents, Marin and Trina, before the game, and you know the first thing they said to me, as much as they'd like to see another Norze championship, they were just happy to be here. You know, I bet after this game 1, they're even happier. Randy?
Good crowd. Supported both the Toreadors. That's the Taft section. And they had a lot to cheer about in that first game, Will.
Wow, an exciting first game, surprising first game. If you're Granada, I mean, you just didn't expect that to happen. But, you know, the big bad team in green and white just got a bloody nose. Now, how are they going to respond?
Well, number 2 in games here is critical for the top-seeded Highlanders against this Taft team. Obviously, you don't want to fall behind 2-0. I thought Granada was coming on with such strength there that the Taft wouldn't regather their momentum, but they were able to do that and pull it out. And you can see the fans are partying at the Matadome. Great atmosphere.
Yeah, well, half those fans were probably Nourze's. But I'll tell you what, I mean, this is a dream scenario for Taft. They know that their opponent is good, and they just decided to let it all hang out. And in game 1, although Granada looked good at moments, Taft was consistently the better team.
Well, and again, Taft so loose, so happy. Their mantra has been all week, we're just happy to be here. Now, you hear that a lot, and you wonder, is the team going to really play well when they're in a championship match? Well, they're happy to be here, and they're playing well.
Happy to be here, playing well, And you got to think that at a certain point, if it hasn't already creeped in, they're going to start believing, hey, this is our championship to grab. Right now, I'm not sure. We'll have to see how these first 5-10 points turn out in game 2. But if Taft starts believing, oh boy, watch out, Randy, this is going to be ugly for Granada.
Dustin Burris to serve for the Toreador. Ogilevsky. Right in front of Garrett Green and a point for Granada. Time for a drink for Coach Mercado. Been on campus, doing a great job for the last 3 years. And again, Malal and a dude in the middle, very good. And there's Arvin Mercado. He's been a runner-up here a few times, but he's really got it going now.
He's such an effective hitter. He tools Devera on that block.
Malal tipping it over, run down by Kim. Here's Yang. Green able to block it. Again, Green 6'8". They set Green, and he's looped nicely by number 1, Jason Yang.
Boy, did Granada need that. Yang stuffed on the first play, a great up right behind him, Che. And then Yang responds with a block of his own.
Green able to get that one through. He does give him great size in that front row.
He does, and if you're Coach Mercado at Taft, you've got to be so excited to have that kid coming back next year. He's only going to get better.
Going to be part of a great basketball team as well. Devera is dug by Sassunas. Magbitan. Kill for Taft. Point Toreador. And again, look how happy they are.
Taft has these small outside hitters that are such smart hitters. They use the block again and again and again.
This is not going to be a walk in the park for the Highlanders. A lot of people thought they'd blow right through Taft and win the city title after beating Chatsworth in the semis. Rosenfield runs that one down. Let's see if Yang elects to spike it. No, he just tapped it over. Here's Garrett Green going up and putting it away. And again, that tall frame pays a dividend.
Green was a tool, and as you pointed out, his size gives him a nice high point of contact. Here you see him going off the block. But coming back to an earlier point you just made, Randy, I mean, you have got to really be concerned if you're Granada. At this point, they're just playing so tight, the chemistry's not there.
There's some chemistry, and it's Leo Devera, Jr., who is getting better and better. And when Chong was injured earlier in the year, it was Devera, number 21, that really played well for him.
Well, it's great to have confidence in a player like Devera right here, but Granada has got to string together a few of those kind of plays and get a rhythm. They just don't have a rhythm at this moment.
Darwell serving. Have a net violation, and it's on Granada Hills.
See, and there we see it again. They just got the big kill from Devera, a mental error at the net, the blocking error, and ball is sided out right back to Taft. Taft has done an exceptional job of keeping these Granada Hills Scots off balance.
Peter Kalanji serving. Another guy who is very good in the backcourt, number 29 for Taft, just a junior. Here's Green. He hammered that one. That was a big-time kill for Garrett Green.
Hey, Randy, watch out, because Garrett Green, something just happened to this kid. He just turned a light on, and if he starts getting confident, watch out.
6'3" Toreador. Green blocked that one, but it's wide. And a point for Mike Kim and Granada Hills.
Well, his team is starting to look up to him, both figuratively and literally. He gets the tool there, but I think that Garrett Green is starting to come into his own right now.
And Magbitan goes down the line. Boy, he's had a great match so far. You know, statistics are not part of what Taft does. You know, there's nothing on maxpreps.com to give you any stats about their team. Armin Mercado doesn't really believe in the stats. He believes in the team philosophy. So we don't know how statistically these players are performing match in and match out. We just know Taft is really good. Chong punched that one away. We have another net violation.
Well, Taft may not quantify things that way with the statistics, but I'll tell you, Coach Mercado, the Taft volleyball program, they do believe in something called results, and they are really showing results right now.
By violation into the net was on the Toreador. Boykins. Javel Boykins. He's another one of the basketball players who has really come on. He had a spirited match the last time these teams met.
Look at Boykins. This is a nightmare for Granada. They got to wake up. They've got to get out of this nightmare. It's just going exactly the opposite of what they need.
Mogilevsky tipping, dig by Evans. Evans playing with a pulled hamstring. That spike is out, long. Evans did a good job of getting up on that net and forcing the hitter to go up over. It went too high, and it went out of bounds.
But you see the difference right here. When there was that close play and we had a Mogbatong or a JR trying to hit the line, he was able to do it. Here, Granada going for the same type of shot, off by 3 or 4 inches.
The corrected score is 9-5 for Taft, as that was ruled out. Mogilevsky got it down.
That's the side out for Granada, but I'll tell you what worries me about that. This set was off, Randy. There's no communication right now between the two players. Look how Mogilevsky has to go to his left. He's frustrated. They may have scored there, but there's a bad rhythm and a bad chemistry right now in this Granada team.
Malal is roofed. Mogilevsky. I'll tell you, the young man from Kiev is outstanding. Now, he is the one component right now, Mogilevsky, who's playing very spirited for the Highlanders. Boykins, that was not a good set. He didn't have a chance.
This is a big moment in the match right now, Randy. Granada has got to build some momentum that can give them the confidence they're going to need to finish this thing off.
All the Highlanders on a mini run here. Malal is dug easily by Earl Kim. Shea is blocked. Point. Taft, and it was Boykins again. Javel Boykins.
You got to question the setter there. I mean, you got Mogilevsky. He's your money guy. Is Dan Shea the right player to go to at that moment? You're down 2 points. I don't know. I guess if he makes it, it's a great set. But into a double block like that, I think I would have tried my hand with Mogilevsky.
And Shauna Duke back on the floor of the front row for Taft, and he is so good as Burris nets the serve.
Here's an opportunity for Granada to capitalize on. They've got to roll a few points off here and get some cushion so they can become comfortable in what they're trying to do.
The Duke tips down. He's such a smart hitter.
You know what? A dude just doesn't care in so many respects. I don't mean that as an insult in the slightest. Look at this touch. He's just so cool. I don't know. The guy just absolutely just doesn't panic.
And he has that ability, Will, to read the defense. He gets up in the air and spots an area and finds it effectively.
And it's a special talent to have. He sees the court so well. And there's a few guys on the Toreadors who can do that.
And that one's through, and a winner for Mogilevsky.
But you know what? Taft is happy right now trading side outs. They still feel they have some momentum. They just sided out Mogilevsky from the front row. Let's see what Yang and Chong do together.
Garrett Green, and he is in rhythm. Another BB.
Green's having a big night so far, isn't he?
Well, he's having a big second game. He's come out here in game 2, and he has 5 kills in the game. Malal serve. Granada passed it well. Yang's dug. Oh, what an up by Sasunas. That's the up of the match. Yang again. Sasunas another dig. And a lift. But what a great save on the first one. Although Granada won the rally by Sasunas.
Sasunas makes an outstanding up, big time. The thing about that was J.R. Malal has a lift right here that doesn't get called by the ref. So fortunately for Granada, they were able to get the point anyway. Tom Harp just about jumped out of his skin when they didn't call that second touch by Malal as a lift.
Garwal serving. Granada back by 1. down a game. Taft won game one 25-20 on LA 36 and KLCS. Another overpass. Taft's in trouble here, and down it goes for Mike Kim. Taft did not play that well.
So here we go again. Islanders trying to reestablish themselves here in game two. It's tied up at 12-12. Good sequence for them to try and pull ahead.
Another hard-fought match between these West Valley League rivals. Norzay able to hand it off to Duke, and Shauna Duke puts it down.
Yeah, and there is Shauna Duke with a little pin popping the Granada Hills balloon, totally deflating him with a wicked rip to the left side.
Well, you're having fun. You like this, huh?
Oh, you know, these teams are terrific. I've seen them, I've played against them, and I'm excited to see that they've had the success they have. In the middle, that one somehow came back. We have a lift again on Taft.
I'll tell you this, Jason Yang is throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs on one side, and somehow Granada is seeing them dug by Taft.
You know what? Yang has a laser for an arm. However, he's diggable. I mean...
And Garrett Green is not missing.
Green is just presenting all kinds of problems because of the sort of off-timing, high-contact point. He's a little bit funky as a hitter, and he's throwing them off. He doesn't have that conventional swing. Creating real problems for the backline defense of the Highlanders.
Well, he's been precise in those attacks. There he is, 32, Garrett Green. Taft has an ace. Naveed Rahimian got that back line, and they lead by 2.
That is a very dangerous thing to do if you're Mogilevsky. Let's see where this ball lands. He decides to let her go. It may have been long, but you know what? You can't take a chance on that.
No, I thought that was a good call. There's a kill for Kim. I thought it got the line.
Either way, it's too close.
Well,
in a game like this,
it might over at Taft. They're very relaxed.
But in a game like this that might be decided by 2 points, you've got to play that if you're Mogilevsky.
14, serving 15. And another lift. And we're tied.
You put that on the passer. That's an error by the serve-receive for Taft. Not really giving your setter much chance to do anything with that ball.
Will J again serving. Susunas with a better pass. And a better result as Magbiton puts it down.
Can I tell you, Randy, I absolutely love Brian Magbitang. The guy's 5'8", 5'9", and he just has no fear. He and Duke, I'll tell you, are 2 of the players on this team that just have absolutely the right attitude about how to play volleyball.
That one served long. It sailed on Brian Magbiton.
We got him listed at 5'9". That might be charitable, but he jumps real well.
Confusion on Granada's side. That one's rolled over. Taft thought it was 4 hits, and I agree with him.
Yeah, there was an error there by the officials. They missed a graze at the net. Watch this. 1, 2, 3.
You can't do that. That's 4.
Play on. The officials didn't see it. That's the way it goes.
Do we need instant replay in volleyball? Granada digging nails. Malal gets that one off the block.
Well, we have a saying in volleyball, the ball never lies. And there we see J.R. Malal and the volleyball showing that that was a mistake on the previous call. He answers. That's called karma, baby.
Kong Chow is the up official. Laverne Tenarish is the down official. And they missed one. Let's see if Taft can overcome that. They should have the lead here. Instead, we're even. A block by Evans, who has that great vertical leap. The all-city defensive end and track star with a great roof.
Evans, 1-on-1. No problem. Look at this. Kind of stares him down at the end, too. Here we go. DeVera. Booyah! Oh, feeling it if you're Anthony Evans.
And feeling it is Arthur Mogilevsky with a bullet in the middle. We are even at 18. We were even at 18 in the first game.
They need more Mogilevsky. If you're Granada right now, and you're that setter, Eric Rosenfield, you've got to absolutely get the ball to Mogilevsky.
Duke tipping, and Granada cannot capture it as Kay went underneath the net and couldn't retrieve the ball, and the lead is back to Taft at 19-18.
Duke's tip shots are a major weapon in his arsenal. Jason Yang unable to do it, and then he actually blocks out Dan Shea, who can't save the ball.
Will Taft go up 2 games, or will we split the first 2? Corridors lead by 19-18. 1 point advantage. We go to 25. Must win by 2. Back set. And somehow the Toreadors run it down. Another free one for Granada. Outside they work. Jason Yang, he's blocked by Garrett Green.
Garrett Green does a nice job blocking there, but I'll tell you, that's a hitting error for Jason Yang. He's got to know where Garrett Green is. He tries to use the power. You just can't get through a big guy like that.
Yang again. It comes back again. Garrett Green is controlling game 2. Timeout, Granada Hills.
Well, every time Granada has got something going, Taft has had the answer, Randy. Garrett Green has been pivotal in game 2. What's going to happen here?
Well, it's a 3-point lead for Taft late in the second game. The Toreadors so tough, and Garrett Green has been the star of this game.
Yeah, and so far the senior leadership, the senior experience that we thought from the get-go was going to be an advantage for Granada has not shown through. Outside of Mogilevsky, Yang, Chong, they just have not been gamers. And you see again here, well, this is the tip shot, but on that last play before the timeout, Jason Yang trying to go power against a double block, and that's a big mistake. He's got to figure out a way to carve up the defense and get around that block. And the body language is awful on Granada's side. Jason Yang is upset. Mogilevsky's upset. They need to put that behind them. They're only down 3. No time to lose your composure.
Or is that once again to serve? Right at Earl Kim. They go back to Yang. Another block by Garrett Green. How good is Garrett Green? He's become a mountain of a man at the Matadome.
Again, the setter has got to know. I understand you want to go back to your hitter and get him that confidence, but 3 times in a row, you might want to try another player.
How about that one from Mogilevsky? A rocket from the Russian.
You know, Mogilevsky's been delivering again and again. Jason Yang's a terrific player, but he's got a huge block on him right now, and he's not doing the right thing, so give the ball to Mogilevsky. Give the ball to Josh Chong. Run the middle.
That's a service error. Mogilevsky wears a pained expression. You can't give points away this deep in the game.
Well, we are witnessing the Highlanders simply unraveling. Coach Harp has one more timeout, but they are in deep trouble at this moment.
Even if they should fall here in game 2, you can't count the Highlanders out because they're so talented. But down 2 games is not the position you want to be in as Josh Chong drills one through the middle.
No, and especially because what I've seen from these teams, Taft really can play in any situation, but Granada seems most comfortable when they've got a lead. They're not a great come-from-behind team. They're going to have to prove it tonight, obviously, but they needed to be up ahead early or else.
Green, guess what? The Toreadors are sitting on game point. If Green is money, money is worth a lot more in game 2.
This is remarkable. Garrett Green has been the difference in this game. We knew he was an X factor. He didn't play the first time these teams matched up, and he absolutely has just taken the heart out of the Granada Hills Highlanders.
You know, it's funny here, Will. Most people think the best all-around athlete at Taft is Samantha Potter, who is Garrett Green's girlfriend. She was on the volleyball team. She just qualified in the 1,600 meters for our track finals next week on LA 36 and KLCS. But I'll tell you this, Garrett Green may be the best athlete between the 2 of them. Garrett Green is playing unbelievable volleyball here.
He's something, and as we think about a kid like Garrett Green, from what I've seen, he absolutely is so loose. This guy looks like he just walked in off the beach or something, dashed his boogie board on the side, and said, oh, let's play some volleyball. I mean, this kid, he's just absolutely so loose right now, which is the perfect thing. If you're Taft, you want a guy like that.
Well, Taft won the first game 25-22 for Armin Mercado. They're trying to do it again. They win this point, they will win again 25-20. There's that win from Garrett Green hitting that back line. 24-20, and number 24, Shauna Duke serving. Chong. There was a net violation on Taft. Granada gets the point, but now Taft will be serving, and if they can put the ball away, they have the set.
Here's where Chong has got to deliver. He's middle front, he's got to deliver.
Magbitong softly tapping it over. Granada going outside, and that one's down the back line for Mike Kim, and Granada Hills to within 2. So they've staved off 2 game points, have the Highlanders, the great Scots.
You know, Randy, we know that Chong had an injury to that knee earlier. He's not moving well right now. He's got to get in better position to have an impact on this match. His transition was very poor on that last play.
Garrett Green could not finish off the game, not yet. Tip, still up. Free ball for Granada. Chong puts it away. The Highlanders are rolling suddenly. They're within 1. 3 game points wiped out.
But you know, Granada's desperate right now. I mean, I like the Toreadors' position at this moment because all they need is just 1 serve receive, 1 nice kill. This is such a tall order for Granada Hills.
Well, this could be a dramatic turnaround, certainly for the Highlanders, if they can rally back from 24-20 down. But keep in mind, Taft won a point that was ruled Granada's. Remember when there was 4 contacts on the Highlanders, the officials missed it. The Highlanders ended up winning the rally. And right now, Taft would have the game if that point was called properly.
Yeah, and trust me, I mean, that kind of call will eat you up if it ends up having a big impact on the match. But they've got to put that beside themselves right now, and they've got to just relax and put a block up right now. Their defense is crucial.
That being said, they've had a 24-20 lead despite that missed call, and they'll have only themselves to blame if they let that lead slip away. Here we go.
That's correct.
Yang serving. 23 serving 24. Deep serve, it's out! Taft wins game 2, 25-23.
By Jason Yang. He's got to be able to deliver there. That's a senior, that's your team leader, and he floats at 6 feet long. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Jason Yang, such a great player. Had such golden moments throughout his career. That's a thoroughly forgettable one there, but he's the guy that's going to have to bring them back, and they have to win 3 consecutive games to win the city championship here at the Matadome. Taft has won game 1, 25-20. And held off Granada Hills 25-23 in game number 2. The Toreadors, the underdog, the number 2 seed, but they have the lead at this juncture in between games 2 and 3, and they have been playing exciting volleyball as this serve sealed long. Taft assumes a 2-game-to-love lead in this best 3 out of 5. So Taft is sitting on the doorstep of their 5th city championship and the first one since the 2001 season. And while we have the time, let's go over to Debbie O'Mara.
You know, being on the sidelines, I can't help but be struck by the different demeanors of the 2 benches. We saw even before the game the Taft players very loose, joking, casual, relaxed. The Highlanders much more tense and focused on what they were about to do. We see that on the bench as well during these games. The Taft players with a point, no matter who scores it, they're yelling, they're clapping, they're cheering. On the Highlander side, even with their score, much more reserved, much more somber. And the way the games are going, the way the match is progressing, got to wonder if both of those are just feeding upon themselves. Randy?
How good was Garrett Green in that game?
Oh, he was amazing. I mean, Green, geez. The difference maker in game 2. And, you know, you don't want to bury a team like Granada this early, but I'll tell you what, dressed in black, those Toreadors look a lot like Undertakers, don't they? Oh, my goodness.
I like the red outfit of Armand Mercado. And Tom Harp is arguing with the up official, the head coach, not happy with the officiating in the last game. Although, like I said, he got the best call in the game. So he got a point really that he shouldn't have had. And I think he's disappointed. And I think he's really fighting for his team at this point. But Tom Harp is at the net discussing things.
Hey, well, keep in mind that if Mercado is able to pull this thing off, it's going to be his very first city championship. So this is huge. He's got to be so pleased with his team's performance thus far.
Tom Harp walking back to the huddle there on that far side. He's gone for a walk to the scorer's table on the other side. He's just bitterly upset right now.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he's complaining about other than the general pace of the game and the way things are going. Obviously, he's been upset with some of the officiating. But you don't want to get into it with Laverne Tenars. She is the wrong official to test. She's the Steve Javy of the city section officials. And if he wants to stick around and watch the end of this thing, he better go focus on game 3.
Well, what's the rule? If he gets kicked out, they lose the match, right?
Well, if he's actually ejected, match is over. Championship goes to Taft. So I don't think it'll get that bad, but he's clearly upset with the officiating. That's just, it's frustration. He should be upset with his own team.
Well, you were in this situation not all that long ago in the quarterfinals against this Granada Hills team. You had lost 2 games. How do you try to bring your team back?
You know, it's a very tough thing, especially when your opponent is rolling as well. It's not like this has been accidental. Taft is not winning by accident at this moment. Taft is outplaying Granada. So you got to dig deep. And if you're a coach, if you're Tom Harp right now, you've got to be trusting in your team that you've played and prepared and made this moment that they are going to respond.
See there,
and Coach Harp, with 20 years plus experience, he knows his team can do it.
You see that Tom Harp has settled down into his chair after vehemently discussing it with both officials officiating. Tom Harp in his 22nd year, football coach for 17 years, had 129 wins there. Had the 2 3A division championships. And now you see Mogilevsky talking to the up official.
Yeah, actually this was initiated by Kung Chao, the head official. And I think he's just kind of warning Mogilevsky as a captain. Just, you know what, relax, play the game. This is not an officiating situation right here, if you ask me. This is Granada just not being able to step up, and Taft doing more than stepping up.
Well, there's Kong Chao. I again thought it was a well-officiated game, and the one missed point really went against Taft. Here's Malal, and he's blocked by Mogilevsky. The roof gives Granada a 1-0 lead.
If Granada does not respond immediately, you can start putting that dirt over their coffin because they are going to be done.
Boy, you really think? I don't take this Granada team lightly. They got a chance. Always tough. Only lost 1 match this year. It was Taft, 16-14-5.
Don't get me wrong, Randy. I mean, they may be the more talented of the 2 teams. I think they probably are. However, talent, it does not always win you games. And the emotion is so much on the side of Taft right now. I'm just saying, from an emotional point of view, Granada's got to step up immediately.
Mogilevsky's roof by Adut. And you're right, at this juncture, it's all Taft. Emotionally, and the momentum is all on their side. And look at Adut go up.
That's an easy block there for Adut. The set was too tight. But the thing is, Adut turns that into 2 or 3 points by adding the emotion at the end of the play.
That one's through for Mogilevsky.
And there, Rosenfield gives his hitters some space. When he does, Mogilevsky is able to turn the hit, and one-on-one, he's tough to stop. Even if you're Sean Adut, it's hard to stop Arthur Mogilevsky when he's got space to work.
Dan Che serving. Che had 12 kills in the semis against Chatsworth. Malal and taken easily by the Highlanders. In the middle, Arthur Mogilevsky. Taft was on the net anyway, but another kill for Mogilevsky.
Did you see Sean Adut on that play? That guy's got moxie. He nets on the play. Watch this. He causes the net. And then he looks at the ref and says, no, that was Mogilevsky. He's got gamer.
Yeah, he is a gamer. He plays with fervor and fun, and there's another kill for him. We saw this scenario develop at the John Furlong Gym on the campus of Taft High School earlier this year when Taft upset Granada. It was all Adute that night. Here he's got a great assistance from the guy in the front row now, Garrett Green.
Yeah, well, that night it was Boykins and Adute. Tonight it's been Adute along with Garrett Green. You know, same result though so far.
Mogilevsky ties it at 4 apiece, and Arthur Mogilevsky has been phenomenal so far in Game 3. The Russian Rocket, who was second team All-City last year, has really picked it up here for Granada.
But let's look for Josh Chong. Josh Chong has got to step up here. He's the other big middle. He's the other All-City player. And he's been a little slow, a little off tonight. He has got to establish himself in the net offensively and defensively.
Islanders have assumed a lead. Fighting back. Garrett Green hits that long. A rare miss for Green.
Well, they need this. Mogilevsky's holding his serve. And every time he does that, it's more points for Granada. They need this big time.
Deep tip played by the Highlanders. Yang. And he's blocked by Green and Adute. Yang again tipping, didn't get it over the net.
It's a good strategy for Garrett Green to tip there. The ball goes to Rosenfield, right? And then he passes off to DeVera, who's not a setter. DeVera is left with this awkward set, and the end result is Granada into the net.
Malal, who's normally a very accurate server with that jumper, nets that one at a point for the Highlanders, a free point. They take the lead. And they've built it to 7-5. Akmel Garwal serving. Adute. Some thunder from the middle.
Josh Chong has got to do more than that. I mean, Adute is absolutely embarrassing him here tonight. Look at this result. Adute is up there. Where is Josh Chong? Where is Josh Chong?
Is that what you would be saying if you were coaching him on the sideline?
Oh, I'd be pulling out my hair. I know Harp just cannot believe his star is just not performing to his potential.
Well, again, he missed a large part of the season with that bad knee. Kalanji able to keep that one alive for Taft. There's Chong tipping, but it's playable. And here's Mogbitong. We're tied at 7 on the kill from Brian Mogbitong.
But there again, that's an exploitation of Josh Chong. He's not able to put the ball away. Jason Yang, one-on-one. Mogbitong, no problem for him.
Little service error gives Granada the lead. And Chang serve. But all the pressure on Granada being down 2 games. They have to have the game to keep it going. Taft can be loosey-goosey. They are anyway. There's a block on Mogbitong. Outside Che. Down the line, and he has it. Dan Che with the winner. Granada leads by 2.
Well, we've been waiting to see Granada come alive. Here we go again. They've had a couple nice points here. There you go, Che taking it down the line. Can they sustain?
Net violation on Granada.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see the replay on that one. That was close. There's a lot of ball in that net, but if there's a net, you know, they just got to rebound from it. Relax, you have a lead. Get the ball back immediately.
Well, Tom Harp did not argue on that call. Rahimian serving. Kim has that one blocked.
Good catch, Randy.
Thank you. Come right to me.
Nice hands there.
Thank you. Well, when it's hit like that on one convenient hop,
I think it was that.
tough play.
It's that spiffy shirt you have, that green shirt.
Yeah, it's
special for the occasion, huh? Looks good.
Will J serving. Granada by 2. The Highlanders building up some steam here. But can they continue the momentum? Taft so far has had an answer all the way through this match. Mogbitong missed that roll shot, and Granada has widened its lead to 3.
Well, just a boner. I think Mogbitong normally makes a great roll shot there and frustrates you. And there he just made the hitting error.
Will J again with the serve right at Sasunas. Mogbitong again has it blocked. Granada with a lot more life here. And a dig. That's around the antenna, so that's a point for Taft.
Once the ball crosses the center line, Randy, the ball is out of play. The player may continue on. The player may even cross the center line beyond the pole, but their correct call made by the official. Ball went outside of play.
Earlier today, San Pedro won the Invitational Championship in 4 games over Carson in a Marine League battle, so congratulations to the Pirates winning the Invitational Championship in boys volleyball.
And there we see
another point for Granada Hills.
There we see Javel Boykins making a mistake. I mean, he hasn't played a lot of volleyball, and here he just kind of throws it basketball style. Nice reverse dunk, though.
Malal, right to Earl Kim. Jay Tippy. And Taft suddenly struggling. The Toreadors with a 2 games to love lead, not playing as effectively.
You know what? Great set there. Eric Rosenfield only had one option, but he made the best of it. And Granada showing some life. Let's see if they can sustain it.
The Highlanders are the top seed for a reason. And suddenly, Will, their volleyball much more crisp.
Here we see Rosenfield giving some space. Nice little roll shot. Toreadors unable to control the tip.
Now the Highlanders have adjusted. Very enthusiastic team are the Taft Toreadors.
Good luck.
Assistant coaching staff doing a lot of the chatting in there. Puthasashanan is the assistant, Donald Puthasashanan. And he is exhorting his team on. Granada Hills is fully capable. If any team can come back from 2 down, I believe it's the Granada Hills Highlanders.
This is going to be very tough for Granada. Yeah, they can.
Not impossible.
They can come back.
I think they have a great chance to do it. If any team can do it, they have so much firepower, but they have been kind of stuck in neutral most of the match.
One thing at a time. Let's see if they can win game 3.
Well, they dig Boykins. Here's Malal, and he's roofed. Mogilevsky.
Mogilevsky brought his A game today, and he has been the anchor. Here we see him with the solo block. You got to feed the big man. Feed the Russian rocket.
Rosenfield with the nice dig. And there is the Russian rocket for Kiev Killer.
Oh! Randy.
That brought Will out of his seat. You love that.
The Kiev Killer. Nyet, he says, nyet.
You didn't love it when you saw it against Verdugo Hills when he had 10 kills against the Dons. You were coaching that night. There's finally a ball blocked off at Granada and a point for Taft. Give Malal the kill.
Hey, Randy, thanks for bringing up that painful personal memory about Granada beating us in the quarters.
There'll be more that I'll bring up by the end of the night.
I respect him. He's a great player.
Verdugo Hills co-champions of the Sunset 6 League with Greg. You had some good times this year.
Yeah, shout out to all my guys.
Next year, El Camino's going to have a good team. There's a Duke hanging around on an overpass.
That's a close play at the net, but I agree. The only person who could really make that call, the official, Kung Chao, calls it over the plane. Shauna Duke has a right to it.
See if Taft can make a run here. Game 3, another block by a Duke on Mogilevsky. And a lift on the Highlanders, and suddenly Granada Hills' lead has been sliced to 3 at 15-12. This Taft team is, they've got great chemistry. There's something to be said about that.
Oh, obviously. I mean, it's the difference in the match right now.
Che with the roll shot winner.
You know, Debbie's done stories on this, and you've commented about how smart these teams are, especially Granada Hills. And Dan Che, what a smart play right here. He's got the double block up, rolls it over the top.
That dude has that one come back. And Granada Hills by 5, trying to stretch it to at least a 4th game. Taft won games 1 by 25-20, game 2 by 25-23. Malal cannot put it away over that big wall of Granada Hills. That one, cross-court winner for Leo De Vera, a junior who has really come on, the most improved player this year for Granada Hills.
Check the EKG monitor. There's a heartbeat. Granada Hills has a heartbeat. Leo De Vera from the right side, bringing it back to life.
18-12, Granada Hills playing like the top seed in Game 3. Game 1 was a better team from Taft. Game 2 was Garrett Green all the time. Here in Game 3, it's been Arthur Mogilevsky's show from Granada Hills.
Mogilevsky has really been there all 3 games, but he's making the difference in Game 3. And what we're seeing right now looks like the polar opposite of what we saw earlier in the season when these two teams met. It was Granada taking the first 2 games and Taft coming back. Now we see just the reverse, perhaps. But the question is, can they do what Taft did? Can they win 3 straight? It's a tall order. Arthur Mogilevsky, though, look at that power.
You know, the first time we saw him, you talk about the polar opposite. Taft dropped the first 2 games, 25-20 and 25-21. Then Taft rallied 25-23, 25-20, and 16-14 when we saw Granada go down the first time and only time this year. Yang with tremendous force. Jason Yang.
Wow, you know, again, give Rosenfield some credit. No one ever looks at the setter. They all see Yang, but the setter gave him a great ball, and Yang delivered as he should, as he can.
Very valid point. Rosenfield struggled in the first game. He has been outstanding in Game 3. He's been right on the money. Malal cannot put it down, but Yang can. Jason Yang showed us power, then finesse.
Yeah, well, you know, we haven't talked that much about the setters, and Mobin Nurze and Eric Rosenfield, those 2 players have been so important to their teams. Let's see what they're going to do now. I'd say that was a wise choice.
I do with the kill, but Taft is way down here. It looks like we're going to go 4 unless Taft comes with a miracle rally.
But if you're Nurze, look at what you've got in front of you. You got Garrett Green, you got J.R. Malal, and you got Shauna Dute. You got to like those options.
Missed roll shot there by Yang, and it's suddenly 20-14, but that is a big mountain decline for the Toreadors in Game 3. They're up 2 games to none, so they have a little bit of a cushion. But the Highlanders, once they get on a roll, are very tough to stop. Another block at the net. And De Vera spikes it long, and this is not what Granada wants. They want to win comfortably, because if it gets close, all the pressure's on the Highlanders, obviously, down a couple games.
Absolutely. You got Arthur Mogilevsky in the front row. You better go to him.
De Vera, with some help from the net, got it down.
Well,
Leo De Vera.
Happy birthday, Leo De Vera. Catches the tape, crawls into the court. He's like, it's a kill.
Mogilevsky serving with a nice lead at 21-15. And a lift called on Taft. Another point for Granada, so they built it back up to 7.
It's a good call. There's a mishandled ball there. I know Mobin Nurze wants that call, but, I mean, he just gets under it and carries it too long. Kung Chao ready to call it for him.
I'm going to go back between games 2 and 3. I think Tom Harp's arguing, fighting for his team. I think he did it for a reason, almost like coaches picking up technicals. I think he wanted to, spring some life back into his Highlanders, and he has, and that one's put away by the big fella at 6'4", Josh Chong.
Yeah, well, that's a great point, Randy. The question is, did it have an effect on the officials? Are they calling the game differently now in Game 3 than they were in Games 1 and 2? I mean, they have made some tight calls here on Taft. Does it have an effect, that kind of gamesmanship?
Dute tipping, and Granada covering. But a violation. Into the net goes Granada, and a point for Taft. And Taft just about out of this game. Got to think that the Toreadors are going to start thinking about Game 4 in a moment. But if anyone can bring them back, it's Junior Malal with the big serve. He's got that jumper. Chong punches that one long, and again, his timing not very good there.
We are going to have to find out when this thing's all over what was wrong with Josh Chong. This is not the killer we're used to seeing. He just looks off tonight. Win or lose, there's something wrong with this kid.
Well, there's the jump serve into the net, and it's game point for the Highlanders at 24-17.
Well, the Highlanders have a pulse. They're about to get back into this match. They need to do it quickly. They don't want to give any cheap points up, give any momentum back to the Toreadors.
Duke has a winner, but it's going to be a tremendous uphill struggle here in game 3 for Taft. They're just going to make the numbers look a little prettier in the scorebook. This game 3 should go to Granada.
Well, Taft isn't going to concede anything, not even down 18-24. Why should they? They know that they can build momentum in these last few plays.
Talanji serving. That one's down the line and in and game to Granada Hills. Kim is congratulated. Beautiful spike winner from Mike Kim, and it's 25-18 for the Highlanders in game 3.
And here's Michael Kim with a put away, deciding the game right there. And it has not just been Arthur Mogilewski. Let's make that clear. This is the Granada team we expected to see with the balance. Leo De Vera, Mike Kim, Dan Shea, all coming up big. Even Josh Chong, although he's had his problems, has had a couple of kills in that third game. So if they're balanced, they're going to be tough to handle. Let's see what happens in game 4.
And let's keep in mind, too, that by his own admission, Josh Chong is not 100%. He said he's 85% effective on that left knee that has troubled him throughout the year. So this is not the same player we saw last year.
Yeah, but I have to wonder, having seen him just a week ago, up close and personal, if something happened at practice, because he's not as good right now as he was a week ago. And you think that healing process would have gone on since that time, and he just does not look right.
Well, there are the game scores. The first 2 for Taft, the last one for Granada. Best 3 out of 5. Taft still a game away from their 5th city championship. The Highlanders looking for their 2nd title in the school's history in the upper division. Let's go to Debbie O'Meara on the sideline. Debbie?
I talked to Coach Tom Harp and asked him what the difference was in this game 3. All he said was, we settled down. We saw how settled down they were sitting on the bench, but he was saying now they settled down on the court, they played some defense, and they put a full game together. What a difference it made. Randy?
Macy's is proud to be a supporting sponsor of the CIF and please announce the
And thank you, Debbie.
the Shop for Education program.
Granada now has turned the momentum on their side. Down 2-0. They've carved the deficit to 2-1 in half. We're sitting there thinking about who's going to win. I still think Granada Hills may pull this match out. I know, Will, you think Taft's still going to win the match with their lead.
You know, the first rule about holes, Randy, is when you're in one, stop digging, and that's a good thing. We've seen Granada Hills stop digging. They're back on their horse, but I don't know. Taft, I think they got enough momentum to pull out one more game here. It's an uphill battle still for the Highlanders. If anything goes wrong in these first 5-6 points, I think that Taft will pounce on them right here in game 4.
Well, we'll see what happens in game 4. Armin Mercado's team, he's been drinking a lot of water. His assistant coaching staff has done a good job as well. This is a Taft team that was not expected to be here.
Of course, you say Armin Mercado is always the bridesmaid and never the bride. So let's see. Are they going to be runners-up again? I don't know. I like the loosey-goosey attitude of the Toreadors. I think they've got 25 points left in them right here. They can do it here in game 4. But the first several points of this game are going to be very telling.
Well, keep in mind that Granada Hills blitzed them pretty good in that last game, 25-18. And it's Mercado's team now that's going to have to make the adjustments to Arthur Mogilewski, to Leo De Vera, because Granada has the momentum.
Granada's got the momentum, but just as fast as they got it, they can lose it. Volleyball, it's a game of momentum.
Absolutely.
And you have to watch out because it switches jerseys real quick.
Well, the good news for Granada Hills, there's life back in those bodies. They seem to be down a little bit. Their heads were down. All the momentum was going to Taft. They had fought back gallantly in game 2. Then they had a serving error at 23-24 that took them out of game 2. But despite that, Granada came back very strong in the third game. And here we are in game 4 with Dustin Burris to serve.
You know, the thing is that both of these teams right now should be playing this game 4 with a sense of urgency, with a sense of desperation. The reason being, if you're Granada Hills, obviously if you lose, you're out. And if you're Taft, if you don't win this one, a Game 5 will be ugly.
There's the veteran Tom Harp, and again talking to the officiating crew. And I think he has to be careful. Again, he does not want to. Again, he was very stoic in Game 3. Didn't have anything to argue about. His team won easily. But he has to be very careful.
And I'll tell you what, Laverne Thenars, she's a bulldog. You don't want to get on her bad side. There was some kind of question or concern about the scorebook. I'm not sure if that's what's factoring into this. But there are some real daggers being shot back and forth between Coach Harp and the down official, Laverne Thenars.
Tom Harp.
Coach Harp has
Still
been in this
talking
game
with
for
the-
over 2 decades, Randy. I don't think he's going to get too flustered right now.
Yeah, I know, he's still upset, not pleased with the circumstances, and I do think it's over the lineups. He's going to bring Mogilevsky in before the game starts. He wasn't on the floor at first. I think it's a good idea to get Arthur out there.
Yeah, well, the officials right now are just conversing about that lineup, and if there was a mistake, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how they shake it all out.
It's obviously over the lineups that Tom Harp believed he had his guys out there, and Mogilevsky is going to be allowed to come onto the floor. Akmel Garwal goes off.
And it appears that the way they resolved it is by doing a substitution. So that'll cost the Highlanders a substitution, but they have 17 more in this game, and they should be fine.
Here we go with Burris serving. And Arthur Mogilevsky belongs on the floor.
And that is the way to start this game. Go to Mogilevsky and go back to him again. He has been the solid player. Look at the rocket. Booyah!
And
right
he's
down the middle.
smiling again. So the disposition of Granada, much different. Hit by a dude is down. We're even at 1.
And we have seen this before. The mano a mano. Anything you can do, I can do better. Sean Adu backs down to no man. And there you see him with the tip shot answering for the Toreadors.
You know what? They preach good sportsmanship, and these kids are doing just that. I love it when they talk through the net, and they go at it one-on-one, mano a mano. But these young men are doing the right thing, no talking. There's Garrett Green spiking. Can Kim run it down? He does. Earl Kim did a wonderful job chasing that ball. Malal cannot put it away. There's Mogilevsky. He can. And Granada wins the rally.
Mogilevsky, Adu, Mogilevsky. I guess it must be Sean Adu's turn. I like that they let their game do the talking, though. Here's the big dig. Mogilevsky pushing it through, finding the hole in the Toreador defense.
Yeah, you say Mogilevsky, Adu, Mogilevsky. It would not be surprising if indeed it is Adu here. He would be the guy to go to. They're going to work Malal, and he got it through. And a kill for Junior Malal of Taft. The oohing and eyeing you hear is from Will Reinhardt. You like what you see.
Well, it was a great decision by Nurse. Totally. You just said they were going to go to Adu, and everyone knew it. So what's he do? Reverses the flow, goes to Jared Malal, who delivers with a big kill from the right side.
Yeah, Malal, let's see if he can accurately place the serve. And again, they're talking on that far side. Will, what do you think's going on over there?
It appears that they had some problems with the lineup before the game started. And now the scorekeepers have indicated to the referees there is a problem. So we're going to have another conference. Coach Harp is wondering what's going on. This is killing the momentum for both teams.
Well, I think it's tougher right now on Granada Hills because they had the momentum, and these are almost serving as timeouts and breaking their momentum.
Well, they had the momentum from Game 3, but I don't think anyone's really established momentum here in Game 4, so hopefully it won't have any impact on this crucial game. I mean, that would be a sad thing to see. The score is actually 2-2 right now, unless they change something.
No, the adjusted score is 2-2. There's Tom Harp again discussing matters.
This should not be happening. This is too important of a match to have this kind of uncertainty at the scorer's table amongst the officials. I don't know what caused it, but we should not have this happening.
Well, the score is even at 2. We'll see who builds that momentum when we return to action.
Well, what this dead time amounts to, it's a real lull. We'll see who can then regain the control. They're awarding another point to Taft, giving the Toreadors a 3-2 lead. I'm not sure what that's about. Harp, his assistant coach, they're not sure what it's about. Mercado's off the bench. Pandemonium's breaking out. Dogs and cats living together.
Arthur Mogilevsky, one of the captains, along with Kim, able to talk to the up official, and you can see Granada Hills bewildered by that extra point for Taft.
Well, this is just an awful scene, Randy. We hate to see any match marred by this kind of controversy. Once again, we just hope that once it gets back into play, it has no bearing on either team. Fans arguing, chanting, let's play, let's play. I agree, let's play.
Well, the scoreboard reads 3-2 Taft, and Malal will serve.
Have you ever seen anything like this, Randy?
Well, I've seen a little bit of everything, but I've never seen this long a delay over the scoring. It shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, the lineups are put in before the game. It should be pretty commonplace on who's out there. It seemed to be a disagreement from the moment they were sent out there who was supposed to be on the floor. I think Tom Hart put a lineup into the scorer's table, and for whatever reason, the officials might have marked the book incorrectly, and Tom Hart immediately, I don't know, I'm guessing at this stage.
You know they're going to be fighting for it because in a game as tough as this one, every point matters. However, this is a real unfortunate situation. The officials have done such a good job up to this point, and to let this break down, to let the momentum just absolutely evaporate is unfortunate.
Now, we've had a pretty long delay here. The fans are getting into it. And we'll see if this score holds up. I mean, somehow a point was added for Taft. And I think this plays right into the Toreadors' hands because now you see the score adjusted back to 2-2. So they've taken that point off, which I think is fair. But I still think this plays into the hands of Taft because Granada Hills had the momentum. And we're going to start at 2-2 again.
We're back to where we start. 2-2. Let's play volleyball.
For all that long discussion for no reason at all. Magbitan has a winner.
Wow, Mogilevsky's furious. It appeared that when he made that swing, there was a net. It wasn't called, and Taft is able to get the kill. Brian Magbitan.
Malal's serve right at Earl Kim. Malal from the deep court couldn't put it down. Free ball for Taft. Sasunas passing. Norze setting for a Duke. The dig is up brilliantly by Earl Kim of Granada. Garrett Green is blocked. It's still alive off the net. Brilliant defense by Taft. We're still going. Don't walk off. This rally's still alive. It's tipped down off the net. Still alive. Granada will go on the offensive. Here we go. They go to ball. It delivers.
That's the play of the match, Randy. That's the play of the match. Oh, back and forth the rally goes. The Russian Rocket. He's answering with a thunder.
Don't lose your voice, Will. I know you're excited. By the way, we did have it clarified that a whole argument was over the score. That it is correctly right now at 3-3.
And now we're getting an overlap call. Let's see if this stands up. This is all stemming right now, Randy. This is all stemming from that original lineup problem. They're now saying that the wrong server, Arthur Mogilevsky, was serving. I mean, this is just horrible.
Well, who's to blame here?
Well, I mean, it's so hard to know exactly what they have at the scorer's table. But what the officials just indicated was that the incorrect server served. They were out of rotation. Arthur Mogilevsky should not have been serving, according to the officials. Another conference is absolutely going to occur here. There's no way Harper's going to let this go. What is going to be the outcome? I'm not sure. May have to call the United Nations in here.
Well, this is so disconcerting to the players because they want to play volleyball in this championship match. We had about a 6 or 7 minute delay the last time as they went over the score, and this is over the rotation.
You know what's going to happen here? hopefully very shortly, we're going to get through all this little controversial stuff. Thank goodness it's happening early in the match, and we're going to get to play some volleyball. Early in the game, rather. And hopefully we're going to play some good volleyball here. Right now, it's time for the officials to just get it set once and for all, whatever the outcome, whatever the penalty, and let's play on.
Well, this one's going to stand. Granada's going to lose the point out of rotation.
Here's the other thing, Randy. When we saw them play like that last rally, it was magnificent. So let the kids play. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Now we're going to have a timeout called. The officials are going to confer. It's been a tough night at the office working this one. Fans enjoy it no matter what. Those are the Taft supporters. Their girls volleyball team here tonight. Their girls team lost to San Pedro in the finals. And the San Pedro girls were here tonight as well.
That's right. We saw Player of the Year, Samantha Taylor. Some of the other San Pedro girls. Here. Yeah, I think I saw Jennifer Miller.
She's going to
Natalie Benitez was here.
Yeah, Miller's going to play Tulane.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, in New Orleans.
Maybe it was Shannon then.
Great player for San Pedro.
Terrific players. And they were there to support their boys team in the Invitational Final, who prevailed over Carson, the higher-ranked team.
I saw your star player here as well.
Yeah, that was really incredible, Randy. As we were looking through this last sequence, what we saw was remarkable. A scoring error leading to pandemonium here inside the Matadome. Let's hope it's all sorted out now, because these two teams are just too good to let it be, I guess, just devolving into this kind of madness.
Yeah, we had a scoring error. We had a rotation error. You see rotation errors occasionally. That's not completely uncommon, but that scoring error and the way the game started, it was disheveled to begin with before they even put the ball in play, and that is where usually they can get it right from the beginning. And that's not to blame the officials. We don't know who was put on the card.
It could have been the coach's error on the lineup. We don't know, but let's play volleyball.
There's a loaf by Garrett Green and Javel Boykins.
Boykins has been quiet. If he steps up right now in this fourth game, it may be the difference. Josh Chong just not having the Josh Chong kind of night.
Well, that's an imposing block with Boykins and Green in there. Yang, Kalanji with the up, able to get it across the net. Another block by Boykins, and he has a winner. Chong is struggling in the middle.
Chong is struggling. They're going to try and ride Jason Yang. The problem with Yang is he's predictable. He doesn't have the same off-speed shots that some of the other players do, and so he can be dug.
There goes Yang again. Malal with the up. Ball might have been long. Dump. Somehow Boykins got it over in two, but it's put away by Chong, and that's the all-city attack that Granada needs, number 19.
It's really good timing for Eric Rosenfield to try that dump shot. Creates all kinds of havoc for Taft, and ultimately Chong there for the put away.
Taft leading 2 games, 2-1. Game 4. Mogby Tong.
But forget about it. Think about the set just made by Movin Nurze. He gets a terrible pass out of the back row. Gives a little roll shot bump. Look at that thing. Right on the money. And Mogbatang, well, he's been doing it all match. He finds the inside of that block and tools it.
Rahimian serving. Sasunas able to dig it. Evans saved it, but that one hits the antenna as Boykins is trying to get it back over to point for Granada.
Hey, Anthony Evans showing some hustle there, and that's a great effort by him. Unfortunately, the ball touches the antenna off of Boykins. But, geez, Anthony Evans made a great play on that ball.
And again, he's playing with a pulled hamstring. But it's the city championship. He told us before the match he's going to give it his all. LJ with the service error. And the lead is to 8-5 for number 2 seed Taft.
Most unfortunate for Russell LJ. He gets put in the game to make that key serve, and he puts it in the net. Oh.
Evans couldn't play that one. At a point for Granada.
Granada fortunate to get that point. The set was off. The timing was wrong. And there you see Anthony Evans making kind of a rookie mistake here. He should have been able to pick this up. Shanks it out of bounds.
Boykins. Net violation on Taft High School.
On the follow-through. Boykins a little too aggressive. He knew it right away. Official right there to call it. All of a sudden, Granada almost even.
Well, they need a Dute and Green in there. They're not the same team tonight with those guys out of there. Che spanking it. Evans tipping it back over. Here's Che again, and he has a winner. And Granada has scored the last 3, and we're even at 8.
And how about another super set? This time, it's not Nourzay, it's Rosenfield. With a bump set, look at this. He puts it on the money. Dan Che does the rest. Wow, these are two really good teams.
And he's serving tough. Not a good set there by Rahimian. And a point for Granada, and suddenly the Highlanders on a run of 4. And they lead, and Nourzay's coming back in to set Taft.
Yeah, here we see the mistake. And, Nourzay's out right now. Well, they just subbed him back in, but that was Navid Rahimian who made that bad set. Mercado goes back to Nourzay.
Malal with a tremendous attack, but Granada able to dig it. See if the Taft team can put the ball away. That one's thrown down, and Boykins with the winner. That was easy.
That's a good piece of coaching, and that's a very key substitution. They're afraid to have Nourzay set in the front row because he's going to be an easier target to hit against. However, he runs the offense so much better when he's there. So they're willing to make that trade, offense for defense, and you see it pay off right away.
They also get a Duke back into the lineup. Much better team with Sean out there. Great player. Taft will not be able to run it down, but what a wonderful effort by Monvitan.
And give the Highlanders some credit there. They recognize Nourzay's there. They know he's soft as a blocker, and immediately the ball goes to Leo De Vera right against Nourzay, and look at the result.
Granada on a 5-1 run. And Malal spanks that one long. Point Granada. So these Highlanders, we've been talking about Taft most of the night. If the Highlanders can hold on here in Game 4, we could have a 5th and deciding game. That serve is wide and a point for Taft.
You can't afford a little mistake like that. I mean, you feel for Dan Che making that mistake. You just cannot afford it. It's 11-10. You got to come through with every serve at this moment, and the Highlanders have missed a couple in Game 4.
Can Armand Mercado get over the hump? He's been second so many times. And here's a spike winner for Arthur Mogilevsky. And it's 12-10 Granada.
I wonder about that play. We're looking at Mogilevsky after he hit it. He seemed to grab his back a little bit. He looks fatigued. I wonder if he was hurt at some point in the rally, because that wasn't the regular kind of rocket we're used to seeing.
But it was as effective as the one we're used to seeing. Malal going cross court. And De Vera couldn't connect with Chong. And a point for Taft.
As this match continues on, and we're getting past my bedtime, by the way, these guys
I'm allowing you to stay up later, by the way.
These guys are getting a little fatigued, and we're going to have to see the conditioning. I mean, you're so close to the ring right now. You can't let that happen.
Malal with that jump serve. Chong, that's his greatest attack of the night. That's this all-city player from last year. That was a big-time hit from Josh Chong.
Josh Chong saving his biggest kill of the match for a very big moment. Right here, ripping it angle.
Boy,
as soon as it's helpless on that play. Here we see a substitution and a serving specialist coming in.
Kevin Tran, the junior back row specialist, in to serve. Green. Garrett Green, the star of Game 2.
Hey, there's Garrett Green. We missed him. Game 2, remember him? Look at that. He's coming back with a key kill right there. They might need to get him more involved. He was special in Game 2, Randy. Can the Toreadors ride Garrett Green to a championship?
Peter Kalanji with that deep serve into the corner. Yang got hands, gets a point.
You know what Yang did there was so smart. He decided with a double block he was still going to go with power, but this time he was going to take an angle. He didn't like Garrett Green stuffing him in Game 2, so he went against Boykins and he tools it off the middle blocker.
Good serve, just over the net. Run down by Tran. Long rally here. They're going to work Garrett Green. He tips it. Not effective there. Covered nicely by Granada. And that's bumped wide and a point for the Highlanders.
Did you see that one? That's Eric Rosenfield showing a little pop. The setter in the front row taking advantage of an opportunity and getting the kill.
Highlanders have the momentum again. Here's Garrett Green hitting it long. And Granada Hills has built a 16-12 lead. Taft is reeling here in game 4. We may be going 5. Timeout. Taft.
Well, what we've seen here, Granada reestablishing that they're back in the match. For Garrett Green, for Javel Boykins, you got to keep that set in front of them. Those two guys are not bad ball hitters, and we just see Garrett Green put one long because the set was wrong. The set put him on his heels. Granada Hills should be playing desperate. They are playing desperate, and it's paying off.
You know, Taft has overachieved. Nobody could believe that they could beat Chatsworth this year. They lost 11 straight matches to them and finally broke through this year. But now they're up against Granada Hills, who's coming at them with force and power. And it's going to be, I think, the point of the season right here for the Toreadors. They win the first 2 games. They get beat pretty handily in game 3. And suddenly, Granada's starting to pull away here in game 4. I think right now we're going to find out about Taft.
Well, you know, Granada has gotten some separation right here. And so for the Toreadors, they need an immediate answer. You cannot give up a point or 2 more. If you do that, you're going to game 5, and that's not a place Coach Mercado wants to be in.
Well, I think before the match you might have taken it being the underdog, making a 1-game match to 15, but not after winning the first 2 games. Looked like Taft was going to win the city title, but right now it's all Granada. Shea and Chong get the better of Boykin.
That's right. We asked earlier, where is Josh Chong? Josh Chong answering with authority. I'm right here. Look at this block. Solo in your face.
Does this look like the Chong you saw in the quarterfinals? Because he's blocking everything. Not when he blocked wide and a point for Taft, but he's everywhere.
Well, what I like what I'm seeing right now, he just got tooled on that last play, but Chong is showing more enthusiasm, more life. His legs have got a little bit more energy, and Granada is going to need Josh Chong. They've been riding Mo Gillespie the whole match. They need the second player to step up. Will it be Yang? Will it be Chong?
Well, definitely more bounce in the step of Josh Chong. We go to Chong again, and he delivers.
Josh Chong's giving us the answer to that question, Randy. It looks like Josh Chong is going to step up as a senior, as a leader, and find a way, will himself. Is he injured? We don't know, but he is willing himself through right now and giving Granada a great spot.
18-13 Highlanders. This match looking like it's going to go 5. Rod Tong cannot put that one away. Jay is roofed by Anthony Evans. Boy, I tell you, he is the ceiling. That might be his nickname because he gets to the top and he just blocks and roofs it straight down.
Absolutely. We've got to see Taft. If they can get another player or 2 like that, build that emotion back in. That's what got them game 1 and 2.
Taft not out of this yet here in game 4, 14-18. Mogilevsky is dug by Evans. Magbi Tong hits it long. And another point for Granada.
And the mistakes for the Toreadors are beginning to pile up in game 4. They do not look good right now. The momentum has shifted clearly to the Granada Hills Highlanders. This is going 5, isn't it, Randy? Huh? It's going 5, isn't it?
I told you. You got to listen to me well. I know what I'm talking about. There's Boykins hitting it long. Another error by Taft. They have not played well. Give Granada a lot of credit, though. They were down. Everything was going against them. They had a rotation error. They were losing arguments. But suddenly they're closing in on game 4, and they could tie the match at 2 apiece. And Malone is roofed. Devera. Leo Devera. To the Taft sideline. They're jumping up, but they're losing these points. That sideline, not as excited as that sideline.
We haven't seen that, though. Up until just recently, we haven't seen Granada Hills show that enthusiasm. And now they seem spirited. It makes such a big difference when you've got the rhythm, you've got the chemistry, you've got the intangibles going for you. We know these are all good players. But when you get to a match like this, sometimes it takes that intangible X factor, and it could be emotion. It looks like right now in today's game, it's emotion. Which team is going to wear emotion on their jersey in game 5, Randy?
Well, we're at a football score right now in game 4 of the team with all the paint face. I love that when they put the green and white on. The Highlanders, the great Scots, leading 21-14. Of course, their coach has had wonderful years. Tom Harp at football as the head coach at Granada Hills. Of course, when you think of Granada Hills football, you think of John Elway, who was also a great baseball player at Granada Hills. The Highlanders trying to win their second upper division volleyball title. They won 2 3A titles as well back in 87 and 88.
But in recent years, Granada Hills has been knocking on the door. They've been a #1 seed in this volleyball tournament over the past couple of years. They're #1 seed again tonight, and they want to earn that championship right here and right now.
They haven't won it since 97. That's the 1 year Granada won in the upper division. Again, Palisades with 10 overall titles. Nobody has more. Chatsworth and Uni each with 7. And there's another block. Leo DeVera. It's been the middles. Chong, DeVera, and Mogilevsky. That big wall. The great wall of Granada.
Malal has been really reliable, and in the last 2 plays, he's been just shut down by Leo DeVera.
Mogilevsky, and that front wall continues to carve up Taft in game 4.
Well, right there, Arthur Mogilevsky looked like he was in hitting lines. He was so relaxed, and he just absolutely creamed the ball past the Toreador defense.
There was absolutely no block up. Boykins is rejected. They go back to JaVale, and that one is dug. Double contact, though, on Granada Hills. But the Highlanders are playing with great enthusiasm, even though they lost that rally.
You know, poor Dan Che, he just got plastered. JaVale Boykins just put this thing right into his face. And I don't know if he can see straight yet. He's going to have to receive the ball. But Dan Che got plastered by JaVale Boykins.
Burris serves. Highlanders need 2 points to send this to game 5. Duke cannot put this one down. Tried to throw it straight down. Oh! There's a mistake by Dan Che. But it's an affordable error at this point with a very nice cushion.
We talked about this at the end of game 3. You don't want to give momentum to the other team, even if Taft hangs on right here. We got a substitution. There's no serve. Even if Granada hangs on right now, see Dan Che, who got smashed in the face by Boykins, had to be taken out.
I don't think he needs to take it that personally. I mean, he hasn't put his team in danger. He made a mistake. He's got to forget that, shake that off, and think about what's in front of him. Because they're within 1 point of the game as Mogilevsky delivers another big winner.
Yeah, but Harp didn't take out Che for making that setting error. Harp took him out because he got plastered in the face by Boykins' kill. And so he can't see right now. He's hurting. They're going to have to get him back in. I don't think he can see at the moment.
Duke able to push it through. There was a net violation on Granada.
Well, game 4 is definitely going to the Highlanders, down 24-17. But can Taft start stealing some momentum for game 5? They need to. They really, really need to.
DeVera, and he cannot put it through. Another point for Taft.
It didn't clear the net. DeVera was just short on that play.
That one is the game. Leo DeVera, number 21, puts it down, and it's 25-18 again for Granada Hills. This winner gives Granada Hills game 4. Game 5 is next on LA 36 and KLCS. First rally of the pivotal 5th game. This will decide the championship. Still alive. Go to 15. Point per play. Mogilevsky. Mogilevsky again. Still alive. Longest rally of the match. Not a good pass there. And a lift on Granada Hills, 1-0 Taft. Again, we go to 15 to decide the city champion.
Watch out right now. If Taft jumps up to the early lead, what will Granada do? The mishandled ball by Eric Rosenfeld. If Granada is behind early, I don't like their chances.
And an opening and a winner for Dan Che. Even at 1 apiece. Taft won the first 2 games. Granada has fought back to win the next 2, the 5th and deciding game.
Che giving a much-needed side out for the Highlanders. All these guys are sucking air. Dan Che's got his hands on his hips. He looks totally fatigued, but there's no time for it now. First team to 15. Got to win by 2. Everything, all the marbles on 1 15-point game.
Deep serve by Che, effective serve. Malal cannot put it down. Outside, here's Yang. He's blocked. Devera can't get to it. Great effort by Devera, but it's a point for the Toreadors.
Big play right here. The roof job on Jason Yang, and Leo Devera's tall, but he's not that tall. He couldn't reach for it.
Orze's serve. Here's Devera spiking it for a winner, or even a 2.
Devera has showed great emotion. You mentioned that up at the top, and he has just absolutely been a great plus on the right side, cutting through the Taft defense.
On a veteran team, Devera's a junior. He's going to be outstanding next season. The dude is blocked. Tip back over. Team's a little bit more tentative in this 5th and deciding game. And again, Taft doesn't hook up. Point Granada. They lead to the Highlanders by 1.
So hard, so much pressure. These kids are 16, 17, 18 years old, and they're being asked to do a lot right now. Critical match of their lives for both of them.
Here's Green. And Garrett Green ties it.
Yeah, Green delivering there. It looked like Dan Che had a play on the ball. He was unable to come up with it. Garrett Green, Shauna Duke could be very big right now.
You hate to see either side lose. We're in game 5. The winner is the city champion. And of course, the run-up goes to the team that falls here, but both teams have fought gallantly. That one's down the line and a winner for Yang.
Well, the way this match has gone, game 5 was going to be pivotal, of course, but we knew that if Taft got the early lead, they'd be in great shape. Going point by point like this, I think favors the Highlanders. You know, if you're going to trade side outs, the Highlanders have got the horses. You better watch out if you're Taft.
That was a wonderful kill by Jason Yang. Wall's serve. Here's a Duke! Straight down for Shauna Duke. And the Taft side explodes. Their fans love it.
You said it's too bad some team has to lose, as we see here. The extension and the power job by Shauna Duke. Maybe we can talk to the officials and make it best out of 7. What do you think? Should I talk to them? Best out of 7?
Boy, the 2 times we've had these teams this year, both matches going 5. Taft won the first time 16-14 in the 5th. Kalanji with the up. On the net, Boykins. Point, Granada.
Oh, so unfortunate. No real play there for Chong, and he's bailed out when Boykins goes into the net.
Yang serving. Here's Garrett Green with some thunder in that right arm.
That is a great play for the Toreadors. You got Garrett Green, 6'8", running the right side against Dan Che, 5'8" probably. I mean, there's just nothing that you can do. You got a total mismatch there.
2 teams throwing big punches. We're tied at 5 apiece in game 5. 5s are wild. Deep serve. Mogby Tong is roofed. Kim and Chong.
Mike Kim shutting the door. Mogby Tong didn't know what hit him. Look at this. Mike Kim's like, I don't think so. Solo block.
Mike Kim, the swimmer. And there's a service error. We're tied once again. Neither team with any separation in game 5. You got to win by 2, and we play.
I wish we had a camera on Tom Harp right now. The stress is getting to that guy. He's absolutely beside himself. A missed serve in that situation. How can you do it?
Beaton serving. Mike Kim got that one down. And it's a lead for the Highlanders.
There's Coach. He's happy now. He's relaxing a little bit. Oh, boy, was he stressed.
It's not easy being the favorite and being the target of everyone all season long. Rosenfield serving. Boykins tipping.
Net.
Had a net violation on Mogilevsky of Granada. We're tied at 7.
On the way up, clearly a net. Great call by the officials right there to spot it. And as the block went up, just the fingertips snagging the bottom of the net.
Dustin Burris, 2 years on the varsity, serving. Mogilevsky, the Russian rocket. The biggest kill of the match from Mogilevsky. That brought Harp up. And you can see he is encouraging his team on.
Oh, they're all fired up right now. Watch for Sean Adut. You know he's about ready to answer on this play.
Adut ties it. Perfect set. And you called it.
So predictable. I mean,
neither team giving an inch.
Just going after each other, play for play. Mogilevsky, Adut, Mogilevsky.
Who will get the upper hand and who will win the city title? Norze serving at 8 apiece. Yang hitting. Taft fielding. Free ball for Granada. Outside Yang again, and he has it down the line. Granada seems to get that edge each time, and Taft bounces back. Let's see if they can do it again.
Looking at this replay, you know, I criticized Yang for not being a smart hitter earlier, going with too much power. And right there, Yang uses a smart play, cuts it down the line, just when his team needs it most.
Mogilevsky will serve. He's back behind the line, ready for that run-up.
And look at this, trying to slow the game down a little bit. Coach Mercado picks up a towel to wipe up sweat. Interesting timing right there.
Chance for Granada to build a little bit of a lead here. Tipped over. And a winner for DeVera. And it is a 2-point lead for Granada Hills. 10-8 going to 15 for the city title.
Oh boy, this point should never have scored. Leo DeVera puts it up. Mubin Nurze makes the pancake, and he's beside himself that his teammates aren't able to save it. Maybe he's just mad at himself, I don't know. But
they put another point on the board. It says 11-8. That's incorrect. It should be 10-8. And now Mercado's up, and Armin is talking to the scorer's table, and I don't know why there's an 11-point up there, as you can see. It should be 10-8.
This may be the separation that they needed. If it is 11-8.
Yeah, it isn't. It's 10-8.
Right now, it looks like Granada Hills is in position to play side-out volleyball and win the match. Granada Hills, all they have to just do is keep siding out. Taft has got to respond with a little mini run to try and retain the advantage that they once had.
Unfortunately, this match has been marred by these scoring problems. That's the score currently, but I do not think that's correct. It should be 10-8.
Well, it's crucial they get this right. I mean, we're down to crunch time here. Coach Mercado is at the scorer's table right now with the officials, with the scorekeeper, making sure the score is accurate. If it holds up at 11-8, that puts Granada Hills 4 points away from their first championship in more than a decade.
I've never seen 2 points in one play, have you? It went from 9-8 to 11-8.
Well, neither is Coach Mercado. He's upset. He just can't believe it. Some kind of a scoring error somewhere.
It shouldn't be that difficult.
And here we go.
I would protest the match at this point if indeed it holds up, but I can't believe it holds up.
Well, what's possible is that a point was missed some point earlier on. I would have to review the tape to check that out, but
no, we've been keeping track here. We would have caught it, don't you think?
I agree.
We're not
this is bizarre
here, but this is bizarre.
It wasn't such a big deal. when it happened in game 3, you know, it was 3-3, or game 4 rather, it was 3-3. We're now in the 5th game of the championship match. It's 11-8 or 10-8, who knows? This should not be happening right now.
I think it's 10-8, and I don't think there's any question that it's 10-8.
Well, it's so important right now for this crew to work together, regardless of what the coaches want, regardless of what the players want or the fans, and they have got to get this right. They have got to get this right. It's a very pivotal moment for both these teams.
And what's so upsetting, if indeed for whatever reason it holds up and it's 11-8, and I can't understand why it would, it hurts Taft's chances, and they played so hard and fought so gallantly to lose a point, you know, a phantom point.
Well, this decision, whatever it is going to be huge, one way or the other. If they take the point back and make it 10-8, they've slowed down Granada Hills' momentum. If they give the point and make it 11-8, Taft may not be able to rebound from that error.
Well, they're still talking at the chair.
They should be playing the theme to Jeopardy right now.
Now we're hearing it's a scoreboard problem, so we don't know if that scoreboard is correct. It may really be 10-8, and it just reads 11-8.
Yeah, well,
that's other an alternative. We don't know. It really may be just 10-8.
Well, the down ref, Laverne Thenars, is explaining it right now to Coach Mercado, and I don't think he's going to like the explanation. Coach Harp is wondering what's going on. It's unfortunate to see the game be interrupted this way.
Well, it's unfortunate
Mercado,
if they
though,
get it wrong.
Well, they got to get this right, one way or the other. This should not be too difficult for them to fix.
Well, there's not much we can say about this. They just got added up on the sideline.
Well, it's out of the players' hands right now. It's the adults who've got to make the right decisions here. And there's some pressure on these officials. They know it's a big match. There's a lot of fans here. And, you know, it's being televised. These guys have a lot of pressure on themselves. They've got to make the right decisions. Some of the scorekeepers are young people themselves. So if there was an error on the official book, it might have been a 17 or 18-year-old kid making that error. Well, apparently they're going to let it stand at 11-8, Randy. We're ready for play.
Surprising to me. We believe it's 11-8. Here's Green. Can't put it away. See if the Toreadors can put this one away. They're out of position, so it's going to be a free ball for Granada. Chong is blocked by Adut, and a point for Taft.
Chong gets blocked. The ball caroms off of Eric Rosenfield's head out of bounds. And we now have 11-9 on the official scoreboard at the moment. See if we can get that right on our picture.
Here's Malal, who has that jump serve. Will he be accurate? Well, he kept it in the field of play. Chong punches it in there for a winner.
3 points away. Chong, Yang, Mogilevsky, Kim, they've been waiting for this for years, and they're now 3 points away from making it reality.
And give Josh Chong a lot of credit, who struggled early in this match, but came up big in Game 4. Had some big attacks here in Game 5 as well. Overpass, and Chong throws it down, and it's all Granada.
Well, very, very untimely error. Taft has used their final timeout.
The Highlanders are 2 points from pay dirt. The green and white lost the first 2 games 25-20 and 25-23, but bounced back with identical wins in games 3 and 4 at 25-18, and they lead 13-9 here, going to 15 for the city title.
Give both these teams a lot of credit. I mean, you looked early on, Taft did exactly what they should have done. They grabbed all the emotion, all the momentum, all the energy for their side. They got 2-0 lead on the team that everyone thought was going to win it this year. And then you got to give Granada credit. It looked like they were dead and buried. The Undertakers were here. They were taking their measurements, but they fought back. And these teams have both showed tremendous character. Win or lose, both these teams have showed tremendous character in this fantastic championship match, Randy.
We'll see if Granada can put the finishing touches on this one. Sassunas continues to plead his case. And this all goes back to that phantom point.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't really want to comment more on it. Who knows what the end result is going to be? If there's a protest, who knows? But as of right now, the score stands 13-9, and all Taft's players can do, it's out of their hands. They've got to have an answer for Josh Chong. They've got to have an answer for the Highlanders, or they're going to lose the game on the court, whatever happens after the fact.
The Highlanders are feeling very good about things right now. We have a long discussion going on with Mogilevsky representing Granada Hills and Sasunas representing Taft High School right at the referee's chair, talking with the up official.
This is so reminiscent for me of the Colorado Buffaloes versus the Missouri Tigers back a few years for a national championship type game, and the phantom fifth down. Remember that?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't give a championship caliber team an extra play, can you?
Either way, Granada Hills was winning the game. But you still don't like to see a team getting 14 rather than 15 if that indeed happens. Again,
2 points to victory.
13-9, but we have Granada really with 12 points. And here's the serve by Garwal. Can Granada fend off Taft? Mogilevsky is setting for Kim. Nope, we have an illegal contact on Granada, and that point goes to Taft.
But again, this is not a big deal for Granada Hills. They can play side-out volleyball and win. They don't need to score on their serve again. All they have to do is side-out Taft 2 more times. So the pressure is firmly on the Toreadors. Mogilevsky make an uncharacteristic error there. All they've got to do is work on serve receive here.
Peter Kalanji will serve. Chong. And he woke up, and Granada Hills is at match point.
Well, Josh Chong absolutely stepping up in Game 5 when they need him most. Look at this. Facial. A six-pack.
Championship point for Granada Hills. Garrett Green kills it for Taft. Toreadors need 3 in a row to tie it. It won't be easy. It's not impossible.
Well, it's that side-out situation in rally scoring. A side-out's a point. A few years back, this wouldn't have been that big a deal. You could keep siding out, but now a side-out is a championship for Granada Hills.
Championship point number 2 for the Highlanders. Trying to come all the way back from 2 games down and win the crown. Kim is blocked. Not yet for the Highlanders. Che is dug. The tip still alive. Here's Mike Kim. Tipped over. Granada attacking. Chong's got it. Granada is the champion. And the great Scots are indeed great. Well, the Granada Hills Highlanders had not won the City Boys Volleyball Championship since 1997. And Arthur Mogilevsky's been lifted up by his teammates, but it was Chong that picked it up in games 4 and 5.
Well, you know, Chong stepped it up big time. He delivers the decisive kill, but Mogilevsky's the MVP of the match in my mind. He was there from start to finish.
Oh, I agree, but Chong was a difference maker down the stretch. There's the kill that brought delirium to the Granada Hills side. The championship of the 2006 season goes to the Highlanders. And there's the guy that was tremendous throughout, Arthur Mogilevsky. Not easy for Granada. You know who's got to feel pretty good about things is Jason Yang. You know, he missed that serve at 23-24 that took his team out of game 2. And that's now forgotten because his team has rallied and he played well as well. There's the 2 stars, Mogilevsky and a dude hugging.
Yeah,
so you got to feel good for Jason Yang who made that mistake.
Absolutely. I mean, he got bailed out in big part by his team there. But Jason Yang was a big reason why they got here, and he had some spectacular kills tonight. You got to feel terrible, though, for Coach Mercado. Once again, Taft knocking on the door, and there you see him hugging Mogilevsky. Coach Mercado and the Taft Toreadors have been to these finals again and again. Again, they're the bridesmaid, Randy.
And I don't want to make too much about what we believe is a missed point, because Granada was the better team in the last 3 games. But you feel a little bit shortchanged that Taft didn't have at least another try at this by our scorebook.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it wasn't a 2-point game, and they were able to make the play. Here's that decisive kill, Josh Chong with the Thunder. Woo.
That's going to wrap up our coverage from the Matadome on the campus of Cal State Northridge. The Highlanders are happy. They win 3 games to 2, fighting back 25-18 in games 3 and 4, and capturing the 5th game 15-11 after dropping the first 2 games. Granada Hills is the champion. For Debbie O'Meara and Will Reinhardt, my name is Randy Rosenbaum. So long from Cal State Northridge.